Okay, number two. Your young firm has only, so far, done residential work, but you have plans to move into the school sector. In responding to an RFP for an addition to an elementary school in a nearby town, you notice that they specifically ask you to list your school experience. You should A, skip the question, focus on positive areas of your background. B, describe your residential work. C, find engineering consultants that have experience willing to partner with your firm. And D, find appropriate experience first before you apply for this sort of work. Well, a couple of these I can definitely tell you are not the case. One of them would be A. If they ask you, you got to answer the question. You can't skip the question. It's good to be positive, that's all great, but you can't skip the question. That's just never going to be a possible way of doing it. If the question is about your school experience, you definitely do not want to spend all your time talking about your residential work. You can sometimes find ways to sort of make things fit and work, like through talking about the technology that you use in your residential work and how that's similar technology to what's being done for schoolwork or something. Like there are ways you can sometimes find those connections, but that's a separate kind of issue. So the first two are definitely not the right answer. D is a completely appropriate answer if you never actually ever want to really get schoolwork, because the only way you're ever going to get schoolwork or any other sector is by finding a way to get experience before you have experience. And the sort of smartest, best, most logical way to do that is going to be C, which is find people to partner with that have the experience to get you in the door of the RFP, so that the overall team has experience. And then that will then eventually, if you can land some of these projects, get you the experience that you can then be the ones with the experience. But at first, you have to team with people who already have those that level of experience. So this is kind of a funny question. It's sort of a weird, like, why is this even on an exam? It feels a little strange. But the point of this, I think, this is sort of modeled on some NCARB questions that I've seen from some of the practice exams. The point of this is that they want you to remember that you're part of a team, that you are the one who's sort of corralling and putting the team together and getting it all sort of logical and makes sense, so that your response to this RFP is going to be a logical response, that you've got sort of a clear vision of how there's no point in doing the work of putting together an RFP if there's not like a reasonable chance that you could get it. And so kind of thinking of it as a strategy, thinking of the overall arc of your career, like what the point of the firm's work is and how those things all interact in coming through in something like an RFP, and what the team members are and how those can help make that a real thing, a positive real thing. This is for practice management. This is a very likely kind of question to get something that's saying, look, we want to build a practice. What's the logical way for us to move forward in building that practice? This is the kind of thing they want you to think about. And that idea that you are part of a team and that you are running the team, but that you're not like a standalone entity. You are with your consultants, the engineers, lighting consultants, maybe specialty kitchen consultants, whatever it is. They're all on your team, and you want to sort of corral their knowledge, their connections, their ability to have to show experience. You're corralling all of that information to make the whole package look better and more likely to get chosen, and then that will eventually give you the experience that you need.